Hi, Greyhounds. I am Professor Liz Whiteacre, and we're going to have a conversation about writing for different audiences and some of the goals that we have in Introduction to College Writing. We are going to start the course thinking about how you can develop your author's voice and personal brand during the next 15 weeks. We'll talk about what blogging is and identify some of the transferable skills that you will learn and grow and develop in this project that you can apply to many different situations as you take classes and with different jobs you're going to have in future. We'll also identify target and secondary audiences and discuss why that's important. We'll also take a moment to recognize the historical moment that we're living through, learning how to write and research with AI, and how to develop and design blogs. What are some resources that will be useful to you as you create your own blog this term? It's really important to think about your personal journey in English 101 this term. Everyone is going to be working through the same projects, but the content will be radically different because you will be focusing in this course on your path as a Greyhound, what's critical to your life that you're living every day, and also to your future success. This should be homework that you are excited about, what you want to get done first, because you are asking questions and finding answers to things that should be affecting your life. And if there's ever a project or a moment where you don't feel that's the case, come see me during drop-in hours so that we can talk about it. This should be a transformative experience for you. And as you bring yourself into the class and really think about developing your authentic voice and how you can establish your author credibility as a writer in many different situations, as you figure out a process for writing, research, revising that you can adapt to different goals. All of those things will serve you in future, make you a very valuable member of every classroom team and every career team that you're a part of, and help you achieve your life goals. We will be starting the term blogging. We'll be working through blogs 4 different times. So you'll kind of establish a blog in WordPress where you are able to have a platform, and then you'll be writing for 4 different rhetorical situations. Oftentimes, blogs are written by one person. Sometimes out in the wild, as we do a little research, you'll see that blogs might feed in multiple writers as well. Blogs usually are focused on a particular theme. You might already consume sports blogs or fashion blogs or blogs on gardening or recipes or taking care of dogs or your favorite band. Your theme for this term is going to be you. What are you doing at UND? How are you progressing? You might be brand new to campus. This could be your first term. And so you'll be exploring, how do you fit in with your new community? You might be a senior who's about to graduate, and you might be looking at your blog as an opportunity to develop a professional writing sample that you could be sharing out with potential employers during interviews. So different people will have different whys in the course, but all of our blogs this term are going to be focused on our UND journey. Blogs are a little bit different than magazines or company sites because they post information, articles, and that information is often posted in reverse chronological order. So when you go to a blog, you're seeing what is the author written about or telling you about right then. And then if you look back, you'll see different topics, and you can go in and find different points of contact. Blog posts are usually multimodal. And what that means is you're going to be writing with more than just text. You're going to have graphics, or maybe you want to put in video or audio through things like TED Talks. So you'll have an opportunity to think about, how are you illustrating your work, and where are you sending different readers for information through things like hyperlinks. And When you're thinking about your blog, you'll also be thinking about how much information you want to share. You can determine how personal it is. You might also choose to write more informationally for other students to help them out rather than like sharing your really personal journey. So we will be navigating that as well the first week or two as you decide what you want to do and what you want to make your blog. We're practicing a bunch of important things and skills through the blog process. So we're going to be looking at rhetorical situations, which we'll define and talk more about in class. We're going to be thinking about author trustworthiness and how when you sit down to write for an audience, what are things you can do so that they see you as somebody who's trustworthy, reliable, credible, what you're telling them they can take is truth. We'll also be exploring research writing and attribution. How can you take information from other people or places, computers, and then also how do you give them credit? We'll be thinking about clear and concise writing and also your voice and personality. When you read a classmate's blog post, it should sound like them. You should feel like, oh, well, that is this person. And they sound different than I do. Um, we're going to be thinking about what you bring to the writing that you do, especially in an age where you may be engaging in AI and that could start generating material that just sounds like the common denominator. And so what do you bring to that text, to those ideas to make it uniquely yours and add value to it? We'll be thinking about different types of audiences. Here I have a bullseye, and I want you to think in the center there about the bullseye right there. Who are you imagining, picturing when you're writing? Who's receiving that information? It could be your family for this blog project. It could be other students who are first term. It could be students who are in your major who are interested in similar things. It could be people who are about to graduate like you. You'll define who that is, and then what you're writing should be directed towards them. That next ring out is your secondary audience. You might decide that you are writing to other student athletes, but what you're saying is also valuable to any student. You might be writing to engineering majors, right? But engineering faculty might also find that information very valuable. And then a tertiary or third level audience are people who come across your blog, your work, um, anything that you're producing that's unanticipated. And so they might not bring the same context to your work that other people do. And it's just important to make sure that we're aware of that so we can define things if we need to or provide extra context. Whew. So this term, we are going to be leaning in and exploring how we can write and research and revise and edit and share with AI. As you know, we are in a historical moment. Technology is expanding leaps and bounds in many different ways. And so we're going to figure this out. Back when I was in college, right? The internet was starting. There were no things as blogs. Sh We didn't even have, cell phones or social media, so I've ridden that wave, and I'm going to bring everything I've learned about adapting to new technologies to this moment in time, and we are going to be figuring out together how we can integrate AI into our different steps. We'll be starting with blog post one, talking about how we can use AI as a brainstorming tool, and then moving forward in using it in different ways as a research helper, as a composition helper, as an editor, so that we can figure out the different ways we can use AI ethically, responsibly, and to help with our efficiency moving forward in the rhetorical situations or moments that we're allowed to use it. There are going to be different blogging resources and AI resources that I will share with you throughout the term. You can always look for resources on assignment pages posted in our course content pages. There's going to be a little module for every day of the class that shares what we're talking about in class. You can reach out to me at any point during office hours or by email or text to get more information and help. And there are other resources like our Academic Support Center and Writing Lab here to help you with your projects as well. So, as we get started, I hope that you're settling into the brand new term. Please reach out if you have any questions. We're going to begin with what do we want our blogs to be and starting to brainstorm our first posts in this next week coming up and starting to get to know each other a little bit as well. I look forward to working with you this term, learning from you as we navigate AI in the classroom, and also seeing you grow as a writer. Take care.